What is going on, Jet fans? Matt O'Leary back with another video. We have some news with the New York Jets roster. So obviously yesterday we were waiting on pins and needles, waiting for the New York Jets to drop their roster. And it came out, or is supposed to, I guess I should start, it's supposed to come out at 4 o'clock. 4:15, 4:30, 5 o'clock, still refreshing. Around 5:30 is when I finally started reacting and making my video to post for you guys. And thank you so much for watching that video. The video is doing really well, and I appreciate all the love and support from each and every one of you. But we have some updates to the New York Jets roster today, as they were very active. First, we'll start with one of the more recent things. The New York Jets signed Lewis Cine to the practice squad. He is a safety that was a former first-round pick by the Minnesota Vikings in 2022. He was picked 32nd overall, so last pick of the first round of the 2022 NFL draft. Don't really remember the pick because I was too busy celebrating Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, and Jermaine Johnson at that point. But I'm joking because I do remember Lewis Cine, who was a really good safety prospect coming out of college, and he's still only going to be 25. I believe in October is when he turns 25, so he's still 24 years old. For him, it's really just been a matter of availability. He's only played in 3 games in 2022, 7 in 2023, and in the games that he's active for, the guy just not getting on the field. 10 snaps, 1 tackle in 2 years. So I don't have crazy high expectations, but I do think it's an interesting dart throw. Cine had a really bad injury last year, and he was still recovering, which was part of the reason why the Vikings ended up moving on from him. They did draft 2 safeties this past year in the mid-rounds, so maybe they like what they saw out of those guys that they just added to their roster. But while he was a former first-round pick, and I don't want to get ahead of myself and think, okay, he's going to reach his full tapped potential. The Jets just got a free first-round pick. Let's not do that. But what I will say is, for the New York Jets, Robert Saleh, Jeff Ulbrich, and the rest of this defensive staff has done a really good job with reclamation projects so far in their career. They developed John Franklin Myers a significant amount. Bryce Huff is a developmental guy. Quincy Williams is a great example of someone that took a little bit but developed into one of the league's best linebackers. And once again, I think you have to give this staff a ton of credit for what they're able to get out some of these guys. And clearly, it's not a talent issue. If he wasn't talented, he would not have been taken in the first round. But there's clearly something was going on in Minnesota. There was also the injury, and those all factored into him being cut this offseason by the Minnesota Vikings. But it's intriguing upside. He gets added to the practice squad, maybe at some point steps into the rotation, but added some depth with some high upside. Not a bad swing. Summer is coming to a close, but you can gear up for the start of football season with Mando. Clinically proven to control odor for up to 72 hours. It's safe for the whole body. I'm talking pits, package, feet, and everywhere in between. Mando stops odor before it starts, and guess what? It's American made. My favorite is the bourbon leather scent. You guys know I'm a bourbon guy, but the bourbon leather, it's got a nice little smell to it. I love using that anytime that it's in my rotation. Mando's whole body deodorant is powerful enough for the toughest body odor, but gentle enough to use everywhere, allowing you to put Mando on the family jewels without any worry, because Mando is aluminum free, baking soda free, cruelty free, dye free, and vegan. Mando's starter pack is perfect for new customers. It comes with a solid stick deodorant, cream tube deodorant, 2 free products of your choice like the mini body wash and deodorant wipes, and free shipping. Luckily, I have a discount code to help you get hooked on my favorite smelling whole body deodorant on the market. New customers get $5 off a starter pack with our exclusive code O'Leary. That equates to over 40% off your starter pack. Use code O'Leary at shopmando.com. Now, this second one I am a little bit more interested in, because this is someone who's going to get added to the active roster, which means there will be a corresponding cut as of recording this a little after 2:30 p.m. on Wednesday. There we go. Forgot what day it was for a second. The Jets have not made that corresponding move, but they did claim Brendan Bates from the Chicago Bears, and that really isn't a surprise because the Jets before this were only carrying 2 tight ends. To me, that stood out as something that, a red light was flashing for me. Because Kenny Yeboah will start the year on injured reserve. He will miss the first 4 games of the regular season. But for Brendan Bates, to me, this is someone who played really well in the preseason and deserved the spot to be on a roster somewhere. For the Bears, they just couldn't keep him. There was too many bodies on that roster, and Joe Douglas picks him off. So in the preseason, 6 catches for 100 yards, averaged 16.7 yards per reception. And stood out as one of the better graded tight ends by Pro Football Focus in the preseason. That includes veterans. He was the best rookie tight end in the class so far. Again, preseason, so I'm not saying that the Jets just found their next Travis Kelce. Let's not get nuts here. But they did need some depth at the position after the injury. They had some internal options. Ferkser, because of his ability to play tight end and fullback, was intriguing to me, but clearly the Jets saw something that they liked a lot in Brendan Bates. He also looked good as a blocker in the preseason, so the Jets, I think, will have use for him, and we'll see if he sticks. Who knows? Maybe Kenny Yeboah is out of a job. I hope that's not the case for him, because good special teamer during his time here, but Brendan Bates, intriguing option. So as of right now, here's what the practice squad looks like at the time of recording. Jake Hansen was brought back on the practice squad. Brandon Smith, a preseason standout, has made it back as the wide receiver. Jalen Key, pick number 257, the Mr. Irrelevant pick. Xavier Valladay, a running back who the New York Jets used a ton in the preseason. Cole Laval, a center guard combo, another player that they really liked a lot. As a standout offensive lineman, he comes back, and Lewis Cine. You have up to 17 spots. That's 6 right now, so we'll see more names trickle in. I'm sure I'll be back tomorrow doing another video. If we get some big breaking news, maybe I'll come back and do another thing today. But for now, kind of just wanted to go through and talk about the 2 big moves today. One of which was adding a former first-round pick, Lewis Cine, to the practice squad, and the other was adding Brendan Bates to the roster, and kind of just waiting on that next corresponding move. We'll see how it plays out, but that's all I got for you today. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments of this video. Subscribe if you're new, and I'll catch you next time.